Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of A Piece of New York. Today we're in Financial District, and we're coming to a place that's very near and dear to my heart, Kesté Pizza and Vino. Now, the reason this is such a big deal for me is because I've always loved pizza since the time I was a little kid, but in 2015, I came to Kesté, and it was the first time that I actually had Neapolitan pizza, and my mind was blown. It made me realize that pizza could be taken to another level. The owner of Kesté, Roberto Caporuscio, grew up on a dairy farm in Pontonia, Italy, and learned his pizza making skills in Naples, where he actually learned how to make it at Starita, which is another episode that you can catch right here. Now, Roberto Caporuscio, he came to the United States in 1999. He first opened up pizzerias in Pennsylvania as well as New Jersey, but he really felt like he wanted to come to New York City and make it, just like Frank Sinatra says. And he opened up the Kesté location in the West Village. Now, since then, in 2020, they actually had to close down because it became a casualty of the COVID pandemic. What happened was their landlord was still demanding pay from them. Also, they needed to continue to pay their staff during the pandemic, so it was putting a strain on the business, so they needed to close down that location. But this location down here, it ended up surviving. They also have pizza making classes that they have down here that's actually taught by Giorgia Caporuscio, who is Roberto's daughter, and she is also known as the Queen of Pizza. So let's go inside, check it out, see what they're all about. So first impression, this place is much larger than the West Village location. The West Village location, it was the personification of New York City. The area was tight, cramped, there wasn't a lot of seating tables available. This one is a little bit more spread out. Granted, there are still some tight quarters in here. It's New York City, what do you expect? But they also have the Pizza Academy back here where they do the pizza classes. And one of the things you're going to notice also on here is that the Kesté menu, they're going to have a Guy Fieri section. Now, Guy Fieri created that part of the menu. The reason is Roberto Caporuscio has actually appeared on Guy Fieri's television show. They got really close, and from there, Roberto gave him the free reign to create some of your own specialties on your menu. We're going to have that at Kesté in Financial District. So when you come in here, there is a Guy Fieri section, and I have to admit, some of the pizzas on that look pretty appetizing as well. So we have three pizzas coming out of the oven. We have the vesuvia, which is a stuffed pizza. The inside is going to have fresh ricotta, fresh mozzarella, salami, and on top we got tomato sauce, roasted Italian pork, fresh mozzarella, mushrooms, basil, artichoke, and some extra virgin olive oil. Then we got the diavola, which is tomato sauce, fresh mozzarella, hot sepressata, basil, extra virgin olive oil. And we also got the Kesté. The Kesté, that's tomato sauce, imported buffalo mozzarella, prosciutto di Parma, arugula, pecorino, basil, and extra virgin olive oil. All right, first up we have the diavola. Very excited. Love a red sauce pizza. Gonna grab it, fold it, because it's so thin and light. Cheers. But the Neapolitan pies, I feel like you could almost finish an entire slice with one bite. A ton of flavors going on right here. You have the spiciness of the meat. The meat was exceptionally tender. Teeth got just sliced through it like a hot knife through butter. And then with the sweetness of the tomato sauce, had a nice contrast to the spiciness and saltiness of the savory meat that came on top of it. And then, as always, the delicious, very light dough. And take a look at that. That's how you cook a Neapolitan pie. Just nice and charred on the bottom. It's fantastic. Cheers. Next up, the vesuvia, a stuffed pie. This is pretty overwhelming with how big it is. It almost reminds me of being in Chicago and seeing the thickness of a deep dish pie. If you take a look at it, it is just popping with ingredients. I almost don't know where to start. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Let's grab this guy right here. Make sure you grab all of it. Look at that. No man left behind. You're coming with us. Cheers. That is hot, fresh out of the oven, and delicious. What I noticed first was the saltiness of the bacon, and then the mushrooms also added an emphasis on the other ingredients. That buffalo mozzarella just cooked to perfection with the thickness of the mozzarella. Fantastic. Let me get a bite of the stuffed pizza. Not as spicy as the diavola for sure, but with the artichoke, with the bacon, with the mushrooms, the tomato sauce. You sink your teeth in this, there's an explosion of different flavors coming at you. There's a number of different textures with the chewiness of the dough, with the crispiness of the savory meats that they have on here. When I was growing up, I loved pepperoni pizzas, which is pretty much very close to what the diavola is. This takes the cake, edging out the diavola, even though the diavola was fantastic. I really can't get over with how soft the dough is on this, because it's double layered while it's stuffed. The dough is fantastic. Heck yeah. Now last, we have the keste. It almost looks like your classic arugula prosciutto pie, but it has red sauce. Same type of thing. Slices are big. They cut in slices of 4. I'm kind of used to slices of 8. Oh, grab this guy right here. That shaved Parmesan really adds to the aroma of this pie. Cheers. So this pie has a different flavor than the other two that we got. Obviously, the arugula coloring in the pie adds a nice earthy green flavor to it, while the Parmesan, or the shaved Parmesan, adds a sharpness, and then we have the saltiness of the delicious prosciutto and a hint of sweetness with that tomato sauce. Interestingly enough, so all these are cooked a little bit different, right? Because you have the stuffed pizza, the stuffed pie. It's going to be cooked different than just the single topping. It's going to be cooked different than with this guy. I think of all these, this might have the best texture of dough with regards to the chewiness, the way that it's cooked and charred on the bottom. Overall, the dough on this is better. I still got to go with that stuffed pie that I had as number 1 because I loved all the flavors that it did have. But the ingredients of this, the freshness of the arugula, and I'm not a big arugula on pizza guy, with the prosciutto, fantastic slice as well. Can't go wrong with any of these pies here at Kesté. Understand why Roberto Caporuscio came in such high regard. Well, folks, that concludes our day here down in the Financial District. And as always, Kesté more than delivered. If I was ranking the pizza, I have to go with that stuffed pie. The vesuvia was fantastic. And then after that, the arugula prosciutto pie, which was the Kesté. And then finally, the diavola, which I do love the diavola. It was fantastic. But the other two, they just stood head above heels. One of the things I will say is that next time I'm here, I'd like to try one of their fried pizzas that they have as well, because I've had them before at Don Antonio, which is a partner of Kesté, and I'm sure they have it here, and it's fantastic. And I know at the beginning of this, I said that this place was near and dear to my heart because I'd been here in 2015. It showed me that pizza could be taken to another level. Another reason is, this is the first restaurant that the director and I had ever went to when we first met each other. So it's always going to be near and dear, as I said at the beginning of this. And from everyone over here at A Piece of New York, we just want to say thank you for the views. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you enjoy the content, give us a subscribe. And we hope you have a great day and a better week. Take it easy, y'all. Bye-bye.